It's not really iced coffee. So we are we are live. We got 1 more minute to go. User 9, I'm not reading that. Thanks for joining anyway. Thank you all so much. How has your week been? Just let me know in the comments. Was it a good week? Was it a not so good week? What has been the highlight of your week? My highlight of the week, I'm going to be honest with you. First of all, I'm going to be honest with you. My highlight of the week is that we launched the Lunch Break Sales Live Show. That we do that every weekday now at 12 o'clock p.m. UK British Standard Time sharp. I'm really happy we did that because it was, we were just bouncing back ideas back and forth over the last weekend. And then we decided to just do these lives every weekday to give you guys actionable items in sales, in B2B sales. A2I Academy, thanks for joining. Toby, thanks for joining, mate. Who else is there? What was the highlight of your week? Again, my highlight was that we launched the Lunch Break Sales Live Show every weekday at 12 UK British Standard Time. If you are watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, drop me a comment in the comment box. Drop me a comment in the comment box. We are losing our English right here, right there. Thanks, Elizabeth. We are on. We are live. Slow motionless. That's an intriguing name. Hi, everyone. So, you see, I just wanted to do that because it's a Friday, just to have that open for all your questions that you might have about sales, about B2B sales, about having sales conversations, discovery calls with your prospects, demos with your prospects. So I want to keep that. It's a Friday, it's like, let's have some fun around here and just see who comes up into the live stream and just have a great time together. You guys on TikTok, I have the wish list here. I also have the links, which you see, links to some of our t-shirts. It's like a SalesNation t-shirt that says objection overruled. I really like that. And we got some links to a free stuff, to the Probing Sales Framework, which is a sales framework which we delivered and developed over the past 25 years, and get tons of free stuff on our website for you, so you can get cracking with the Probing Sales Framework and implement it in your daily sales call. Thanks A2I Academy on YouTube, all smooth here too. Perfect. Man. Tap your screens. Can I get some love? It's Friday. Can I get some love, please? We're talking about sales with a hot iced coffee. Wrap your head around that. I don't know how that happens, but it is what it is. Anyway, you're joining, you're leaving. I don't care, because I'm having the time of my life. And I'm having fun with these lunch breaks. Are you in sales? Let me know. If you're in sales, drop a comment below. Say, yes, I'm in sales. Ellie, stop it. No, I'm not stopping. It's Friday. It's been a great week. And we're just having fun here. Tom IT09 joined. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just having fun with these live streams. I did prepare a topic. I've got some hearts. I've got hearts. I've got more hearts. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Here's the thing. I'm 44 years of age, and I'm just enjoying. I'm having a blast with these TikToks and live streams, and we're here on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We're everywhere. So the topic that I prepared which we can talk about a little bit, hey Ryan, is the power of sales questions. The power of sales questions. Here's the thing: when I started in sales, that was like 25 years ago, maybe even longer, because I started my first business when I was 15, 16 years of age. Didn't have any clue about what it is that I wanted to do. I was passionate about music. I had a band. I played guitar. I still play guitar now and then, occasionally, and I just wanted to put that into a business, and that's what I did. But I didn't have any idea about business. I didn't have any idea about sales. Yeah, at 15, 16 years of age, you have the right to learn and make mistakes, and boy did I make mistakes. Anyway, I then started getting into sales more and more over the course of the next years, and till I was 18, 20 years of age. And then, what was around back then? You guys in sales, you probably know Spin, you probably know Band, the Band criterias, Snap selling came up. And that was a great start, to be quite honest, back then. But, we're in 2022 now. And that's like fast forward 40 years. But still, the power of sales question, that's what makes or breaks a company. And I think we can establish that the right sales questions put money in your pocket, and the wrong questions put holes in your pocket. So that's what I learned, right? If you know what to ask, how to ask, and who to ask, and in a specific way, then you can generate sales. And if you don't know how to ask the right questions, you can kind of wing it, but the results will be less predictable, and we don't want that. So that's the reality in B2B sales. If we have the right sales questions, we put money in our pockets, or the business. If we ask the wrong questions, we put holes in our pockets. And that's one of the reasons why we developed the probing sales framework, which is like a treasure map for salespeople, right? A guideline for a conversation flow to lead your prospects from discovery to closed won. And you know what? Let me have a sip from my warm iced coffee. I wanted iced coffee this morning. So we kind of winged it, and put ice in the freezer, and turned out it's warm coffee. So just should have gone with regular fucking coffee. Who gives a fuck? Am I supposed to swear on these live streams, or am I allowed to be just myself, or do I have to hold back? Hopefully not, because I won't. So cheers to you. So I was talking about the power of sales questions, and we found over the last 25 years, when we developed the probing sales framework, that you can implement that in almost all areas of your business. It really doesn't matter. You can implement this framework into sales. Yeah, if you're an SDR or BDR, or if you're an account executive, it really doesn't matter. It works perfectly well for discovery calls. And I got a rose. I've got a rose on TikTok. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ellie. A rose. My God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've got a rose that made my day and my weekend, actually. So, right. The power of sales questions, especially the probing sales framework, because that is the framework that we have developed over the past 25 years. That is a modern sales framework that helps you close and qualify better and get to more closed ones. So closed ones, closed one. So you can implement that. You can implement that in sales. If you're an SDR and you have discovery calls and you are forced to make cold calls, which I'm not an advocate of, but you can use the probing sales framework for cold calling as well. Please do it in an ethical way, as ethical as you can get with cold calling. BDRs, account executives, especially for upselling, especially when you have customers that need upselling or upgrades in terms of product, in terms of service. Probing Sales Framework is absolutely fabulous to do that. Marketing, customer service, leadership. If you're a CEO or a startup founder, and you're thinking about raising funds, well, it's absolutely amazing what you can do with the Probing Sales Framework, because it's so simple. It provokes critical thinking, and that's what we want. That's how we design questions for our clients in a very specific way, so that when you ask these questions, you provoke a response and you provoke critical thinking. That's what we want, right? So let's crush a myth here. First of all, the first myth is, if you want iced coffee, you don't get it. At least not today. But the sales myth that I wanted to talk to you about is, sales questions are there to sell. And that is a big fat no. Sales questions are not there to sell. You never sell. If you're in sales, you think that you are proactively selling. Actually, no. Your job is really to make it easier for buyers to buy from you instead of your competition, to buy from you on their terms. So ultimately, it's the buyer's decision. But if you're in sales, we can facilitate that decision. We can make sure that they only look at us as a vendor. They only look at our solution and not any competitor. And how we can do that? Well, by the way we formulate questions with the Probing Sales Framework. And you can facilitate decisions by knowing what to ask, how to ask it, and when to ask it. And also by having a solid understanding of your buyers, of their situation. Cold little, thanks for joining. Great intentions, asked by Ellie. Great intentions. What do you mean by that? Let me know. I don't understand the question. Could you just rephrase that if it's a question? Thank you so much. So we need an understanding of our buyer. We need an understanding of their challenges, their situation. I don't know if I get banned. I probably won't get banned. Probably not. No. Leonard, thanks for joining. I was just told that I need to swear a little bit less in order to avoid getting banned. I don't get banned. No. Am I? No. Anyway, so questions are absolutely powerful, as long as you know what to do, what to ask, how to ask it, when to ask it. There's so much psychology in there. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And there are different kinds of questions. And again, that's all part of our framework and what we did. And I'm pretty sure you can you've come across those if you follow us, or if you follow me or are connected to me on LinkedIn. There are, let's just go through this. So what are the types or the kind of questions that we have and should have in our repertoire to close more deals? So there are value proposition questions. And value proposition questions are specifically designed so that you can use it as an opening question, for example, in your discovery calls. Or you can use a value proposition question for non-intrusive prospecting, right? Not this aggressive kind of traditional sales prospecting, but it's absolutely great how you can ask a question that says everything without you coming across salesy or pitchy. And we've designed loads of these value proposition questions over the past 25 years. So just steal them, right? So just follow our account here on TikTok, or follow me, connect with me on LinkedIn, just steal everything that we put out there for free. We also want to make sure, Big Bro Deep, thank you for joining. We want to make sure that our questions provoke critical thinking. And that's what the Probing Sales Framework does. We just don't want to ask for the sake of asking. We don't want to sound like Inspector Columbo, if you're old enough to remember that TV show. We don't want to sound like an investigator, or we don't want the sales conversation to feel like an interrogation. But we want to provoke critical thinking. We want to provoke a response that makes our prospects think. It's like, oh, okay, I actually never thought about that. Nobody's ever asked me that. That's your unfair competitive advantage right there. Let me have a sip. How are you doing? Do you have a beverage? Let me know in the comments. Are you having coffee with me or not? Come on LinkedIn as well. So I wanted to have iced coffee this morning. I was really looking forward to it. Turned out it was warm coffee. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's Friday. Any plans for the weekend? Let me know. Drop a comment below. Come on, let's interact a little bit. Let's interact a little bit. I know we're all in sales, but let's have some fun. We have discovery call questions and we have demo questions. So we need to differentiate between the two because it's a different situation. You want to ask different questions in your discovery than you would in your demo. Also, you would want to ask different questions to existing customers in order to upsell or cross-sell. So different things that we can do, as long as you are aware that sales questions have tremendous power to either burn a hole I'm speaking English in just 10 seconds. Sales questions have the power to either burn a hole in your pocket or to put money in your pocket. And we want the money, we want the revenue, we want the profit at the end of the day. So we need to know, and we want to know, how can we ask questions, sales questions specifically, in such a way that it's not salesy, it's not pushy, but at the end we get what we want, right? We get the close. And as I said, there are customer satisfaction questions that you can ask once you have closed a customer. And then in the course of them being a customer, you want to upsell them, you want to cross-sell them, you want to add additional services, additional tools. Thank you so much for the likes, for the hearties. I really appreciate that. What's going on LinkedIn? If you're watching on LinkedIn, my sweeties, my lovelies, please drop me a comment on LinkedIn. Let's make it interactive. Let's have some fun. And we can also, that's a good one. That's a good one. If you keep getting objections, and if you keep getting no's, if you keep getting resistance from your prospects, from your buyers, you can formulate objection handling questions. So, when I started in sales 25 years ago, I always thought that in order to handle an objection, I have to bring up a good argument, right? So, prospect says, no, I'm not interested, or it's not a good timing, or whatever it is. It's just some bullshit excuses. Sometimes it's bullshit excuses. Sometimes it can be relevant. Anyway, so that's how I started out in sales. It's like, okay, I get an objection, so that's my turn now to say something, to get into an argument or debate proactively. It was really just later on when I learned from experience that you can handle objections by simply asking questions. Yeah, by acknowledging that there is an objection. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. The price is too high. But then responding with a question, and instead of a sentence. Does that make sense so far? You can handle objections with questions, and you can handle objections with questions better than you would with getting into a debate. Cheers to that. And also, what we found, and that's what went into the probing sales framework, is very simple, that you can prevent objections before they are even spelled out, before they are uttered by your prospect. That's an old English word, isn't it? I like that. On LinkedIn. There's a question on LinkedIn. Let me just read that. What qualifying questions small to medium-sized businesses before the discovery call? What qualifying questions small to medium-sized businesses before the discovery call? Is that how what questions you should have in your repertoire? Is that the question? Could you just rephrase that? Because what qualifying questions small to medium-sized businesses before the discovery call? Let's assume that's the question. What questions should you have? That's part of the probing sales framework. You have 6 elements of a sales conversation, and you should tick all these 6 boxes with at least 1 to 2 different questions that really dig into your prospect's pain, to uncover pain, to uncover change prevention factors, but also to uncover change prohibiting factors. So all of that, you should have, I would say, an arsenal of 10 to 12 questions ready, which can be standardized to your business, to your value proposition, to the market that you are targeting, and then adapted and tailored to your prospects. So and we've done that. There's loads of free stuff available on TikTok here, on my LinkedIn profile, and you can go to honeycombagency.co.uk and download the sales conversation playbook. Contact me. Good. It's very intriguing account. Welcome for joining. So you can also go to our TikTok account and click the link in the bio. There's loads of free stuff. Just download that, and that gives you an insight into how you can use the probing sales framework for your business, for your position, for your day-to-day sales job. What department is responsible for writing the qualifying questions? That's a great question on TikTok. What department is responsible for writing the qualifying questions? Traditionally, when you have sales calls and discovery calls and demos booked, that's in the sales department. So we did yesterday or the day before a lunch break on a sales script, how you can design a sales script that doesn't sound robotic, but helps you as a salesperson to go through all of the elements of the probing sales framework to guide your prospect to where you want them to be, ultimately to the close. So responsible for writing should be the sales department. What we found is what's even more effective once you have that in your sales department. Give that to marketing as well, because you want to receive, as sales, you want to receive better qualified leads from marketing. Now, when you sit together, sales and marketing, and you just exchange thoughts, you ping pong ideas, and you put the probing sales framework on top of that discussion, you will see that this will boost the productivity and the outcome. Tanya, thank you so much. I don't speak Russian. I assume that's Russian. So thank you so much for joining. So it should be in sales primarily, because that's where you prepare your sales calls, your discovery calls. And it can be a collaboration between SDR, BDR, account executive, and sales manager. And then once you have that, once you have your treasure map, i.e., the sales script, then you can go to marketing and say, listen, we need to talk, right? Let's get together and do something amazing, do something better than what we've done so far. That was a great question. Thank you so much for asking, Ellie. Thank you so much for joining. We've got people in LinkedIn. We got them on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch. Thank you so much for joining. The power of sales questions. If you just joined us, if you are in sales, what's the most powerful sales question that you have ever asked? Drop it in the comments below. Tucker TikTok, thanks for joining. Tanya, thanks for joining. Thanks for following. I really appreciate that. Could you do me a favor and just tap the screen so I get some hearties? I love hearts. And I deserve hearts because it's Friday and I got a warm iced coffee. Just saying. So that's the power of sales questions. The way you formulate sales question is the difference between getting money in your pocket or getting holes in your pocket. That's it. Here's another question on LinkedIn. What qualifying questions size business before the discovery call when they fill in the forms to understand what their needs before the lead contact us? I think that's more about how you generate leads. That's more on the marketing side. So you can pre-qualify leads simply by the contact form on your website. That helps eventually sales to get a better understanding of the lead and what their buy intent is. Is it a high buy intent or a low buy intent? And I'm an advocate for sales not getting in touch with any low buy intent leads, right? So almost said the F word, but sales should focus on leads with high buy intent. And we can ask the question, right? We can ask that question in the contact form to qualify before marketing hands these leads over to sales. And I think that is, again, that's more on the marketing side, but it's so important for us in sales to have leads that are qualified, that are better qualified than they are right now. Because sales at the moment, we are wasting so much time with leads who never buy, who have no buy intent, who don't buy now, but maybe in 1 year's time. Don't get me wrong, these relationships, these contacts these touch points, I should rather say, are important. But in sales, if you look at your sales pipeline, you need to look at it short-term, mid-term, and long-term. If you fill your pipeline with long-term opportunities, but not the short-term, you're burning a hole in your pocket. You need money in your pocket. You need revenue. You need profit. So we need to have a look at the short-term and the long-term sales pipeline. And we need to focus on the short-term, whatever that short-term is, whatever your sales cycle or the buy cycle is. It can be 4 weeks, it can be 4 months. We don't know yet. But also with the probing sales framework, you can minimize that sales cycle drastically. Why? Because we facilitate purchase decisions and we help the buyer buy from us and go through their own buying process and buy cycle easier and smoother than they would without us. No worries. You're welcome. Thank you for asking that question. That's a very good question. Thank you so much. We have on TikTok 355 likes. I like that. Can I get some more likes? Please tap. Anyway, the power of sales questions. I think what I want to say is that there are 2 parts to it. The first part is asking the right questions in the right way to provoke a response from your prospects. But the second part is even more important, and that is to actively listen. So you can ask 10, 12, 15 questions, but if you don't listen to your prospect's response, that opportunity will be gone. So actively listening is even more important than asking the questions, because the questions are, fairly the same. You can tailor it to your prospect, but you draft the questions in a way that they include your value proposition, the market that you target, and so on. So in general, you probably have 5, 6, or 7 questions that you can ask in every discovery call or in every demo, and then you need to tailor it. You want to tailor the rest of the questions, but all of that is less effective if you do not know how to listen, right? And that's why we said that's the first thing that we do when we work with clients, is to implement a sales script, which we call a treasure map. um, Whatever it is, we want to lead the prospect through the conversation to the close. And once you have that sales script in front of you, that guideline in front of you, you don't focus so much on the questions because they are there. So, and then you can focus and then you can shift your focus to listening. And knowing what to ask and how to ask it is as equally important as it is to listen to what your prospect has to say, because you can gather so much intelligence and so much information when you read between the lines. Sometimes your prospects will not tell you straight forward what's going on, but in between the lines, you'll see, okay, there's a challenge, there's a pain point that we can solve. So as soon as you start listening to what they say, your chances of closing, your chances of increasing your close rate, your chances of closing the lead will drastically increase. We got 400 likes. I love you guys. Thank you so much. It's absolutely awesome to be on a live stream with you. Let me just hop back to LinkedIn, see what other questions we have there. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get that iPhone in the right position. There you go. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I've got my warm iced coffee right with me. It's Friday. It's SalesNation's lunch break. Every weekday, 12 p.m. UK, British Standard Time sharp. And every day we have a specific topic that helps you with actionable items in your sales day. So when you keep munching your sandwich or whatever it is that you're eating, and you join us in these lunch breaks, in these sales live shows, after your lunch break, you can just take the tips, take the action items, get on a call, get on the next discovery call, get on the next demo, and use that and apply that immediately. And I think that's what I want, right? I want to give you guys as much as I can, what we've kind of gathered over the past 25 years being in sales and marketing and building businesses and stuff like that. So and it all revolves around the probing sales framework, and we've got so much free stuff going on there that is just absolutely incredible. So if you're on LinkedIn, you see loads and loads of stuff on my LinkedIn profile. If you're on TikTok, just click the link in the bio and you're going to see loads and loads of links. And we got a sales conversation playbook. We've got an online platform for sales training. So all of that, just utilize that. Soul Sonic Force, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate that. That's the lunch break. I'm having my warm iced tea. And see if we have any more questions. Any more questions in regards to sales, to B2B sales, how you can increase your closing rate, how you can do discovery calls, how you can do demos, just drop it down there. And also, I appreciate some more likes and roses and everything that you got. We got 505 likes. I'm really excited about that. So thank you very much for your likes. And just tap the screen and you'll send likes my way. We also got some links in the live show, which I don't know how you can see it, but there are some links to the probing sales framework where you get free information. If you're in B2B sales, if you're in enterprise sales, you definitely want to have a look at that. What else? Let me just get to the Q&A here. Easily managed questions. Yes, that's it. That's a question. I think we answered that. That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining. And it's kind of an AMA, Ask Me Anything Friday, because I'm in a good mood. It's 12:30 here in the UK. If you have any questions about sales, drop it in the comments. So we do that every weekday at 12 o'clock UK time, if you're in the UK. 12 o'clock every weekday, Monday to Friday. And we're preparing one specific topic that we talk about. And these live shows, these lunch breaks, they can go on for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Now it's a little bit longer. It's like almost 40 minutes. But that's fine, as long as we can help you guys become better at sales. That's what it's all about. We talk about sales conversations because that's how we can increase the closing rate by asking the right questions at the right time to the right prospects. And we've built and developed the probing sales framework over the past 25 years of being in sales, of having started 6 companies from scratch in like different sectors. I started when I was 15, 16 years of age in music. Then I went into real estate. Then I went into jewelry. Then I went into corporate finance. So, and you need sales in all of these industries. If you're in accounting, you need sales. If you're in banking, you need sales. If you're in B2B, SaaS, tech, education, you need sales. And what I want to do is really help you guys get money in the pocket instead of burning holes in your pocket. And that, of course, making your business thrive. And I grew up 25 years ago with traditional sales, with stuff like spin and band and snap selling and all these things that came up in the 1980s. Yes, 1980s, 1990s. I'm that old, but I feel like I'm 21. I'm 44, but I feel 21. And I'm having fun. If you love what you do, I think that's the fountain of youth. What do you think? So I started out 25 years ago and just figured my way through that whole. I didn't have sales training. I didn't have much of that. So I did all of that myself. And then on my way over the last 25 years, especially being in B2B sales and enterprise sales, I developed the probing sales framework. And then we packaged it into Honeycomb and SalesNation to give it to other salespeople, sales managers, leadership positions, C-suites, so that you can increase your success in sales, but also in a business. So that's what we do. That's why we do why we do it. No, that was I'm losing my English. That's why we do what we do. And it's just great fun. And we've got a ton of free stuff on our TikTok every day. I try to post every day with actionable tips that you can take and implement into your sales force, implement into your sales every day. And we do these lives every weekday to give you even more insights and action items. And I hope it helps. I really hope it helps. We are very much focused on sales conversations because that's where we've seen a sales organization can have the most impact in their existing sales pipeline. To close more of your existing sales pipeline is by changing the way you are having conversations, and then of course getting better qualified leads in there. So that's when we kind of plug in sales and marketing to come up with a solid strategy. And that's it. So if you're interested in the Probing Sales Framework, again, go to honeycombagency.co.uk or click the link in my bio. And there are tons of free resources, and you can have a look. And you can apply it. Read through it, apply it, watch the videos, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe. There's tons of videos out there. And so on. 40 past 12. That was a great lunch break. I've had so much fun. Hi there for joining. Thomas. Hi there for joining. Are you in sales, Thomas? Let me know if you're in sales, because that lunch break is for salespeople, specifically in B2B and enterprise sales. Cheers to all of you who joined. Really appreciate the likes. We have 613 likes. 613. I love it. Can we get to 666? It's a lucky number. If you're in B2B sales, I know it's a tough job, but it's worth it. And I hope you get a lot of stuff out of these weekly lunch breaks. Sorry, daily lunch breaks every weekday with actionable tips and action items and questions that you can steal and ideas that you can steal or borrow, but you don't have to give it back, right? So everything that we put out there, just steal it, implement it, but let me know how it works for you, right? So send us a DM, send me an email, and let me know how it works for you. That's it for today. Happy weekend, everyone, and to LinkedIn as well. There it is. Thank you so much. And that's a wrap. See you on Monday, 12 o'clock p.m. UK time, PST. See you then. Happy weekend, everyone. Any questions? No, I don't think so. I think we stretched it enough. There you go. Have fun. Cheers.